Okay. In the previous video, I explained one of the most important interview question that how to change case ID and what is the importance of those things and how to change the particular case ID to current date of birth, current date and month. Okay. Now, in this video, I'm gonna explain what is a clipboard and how it is working. Okay. Foremost important thing in Pega is that clipboard. Okay, and so many people are confusing about clipboard and database and matter. So what is the difference between clipboard and database, and how long the clipboard will store the data, and how long the data will be stored in the database, and these are all things we're gonna discuss in this video. So before that, if you think these videos are really helpful for you, please do subscribe and ask your friends to also share with your friends, and you ask your friends to subscribe. Okay, now in this class ఇక్కడ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా మరి. In this video we are going to discuss about what is the importance of the clipboard, right? Now what is the clipboard? అసలు క్లిప్బోర్డ్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఈ బాధ ఎందుకు మాకు అంతానా అని అంటారా మీరు? సో టుడే లెట్ మీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద క్లిప్బోర్డ్, రైట్? నౌ clipboard is nothing but clipboard is an interface. What is the meaning of interface? Interface is nothing but మధ్యవర్తి అంటారు అనమాట. సో మనం కొంచెం బాగా తెలుగులో గ్రాంధిక భాషలో చెప్పాలంటే క్లిప్బోర్డ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అనమాట, అంటే మధ్యవర్తి. మధ్యవర్తి అంటే ఏంటి? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, నాకు మా తాతకి మధ్యలో ఒక జనరేషన్ ఉంది, ఎవరు? మా డాడీ. సో మా డాడీ అనేవాళ్ళు ఎవరు? ఇప్పుడు మధ్యవర్తి. ఎవరికి? మా తాతకి ఆయన మధ్యవర్తి, నాకు ఆయన మధ్యవర్తి. ఎందుకు? మా మా తాతయ్య జనరేషన్కి నా జనరేషన్కి మధ్యలో ఆయన ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి ఆయన ఏమంటాం? ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అంటాం. ఓకేనా? సో లెట్ మీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఇంగ్లీష్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్? ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ టూ కాంపోనెంట్స్. క్లియర్? ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ టూ కాంపోనెంట్స్. ఓకేనా? నౌ క్లిప్బోర్డ్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ విచ్ టూ కాంపోనెంట్స్? దట్స్ మై క్వశ్చన్. Clipboard is an interface which is in between user interface and database. Then you ask what is interface, what is user interface, and what is this one, or what is database. Okay, now I am going to explain. Okay, let me explain these things. Okay, this is my YouTube channel, so if you have a time, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, now yeah, whatever you are seeing here, this is an interface. This is an user interface. Okay, whatever you are seeing here, this is an user interface, which means which is visible to the user. That is called user interface. What is user interface? User interface is nothing but which is visible to the user. Okay, this is only visible to the user. Okay, this is visible to the developer. All these thing is visible to the developer like you and me, but this is the only thing that is visible to the user, that is called the user interface. And whatever the data we are given, like here, like whatever the data we are given, like first name. Okay, let me give first name like Raja and the last name like Saripalli. Okay na? So this is the user interface. In that user interface, one customer called Raja. Raja is registering like Raja is registering in that health insurance application. In that application, he has given first name like Raja and the last name like Saripalli, right? Now after clicking submit on it, those details will be populated here, and this data will be stored somewhere place. Okay, this data will be stored in some place. Where the data will be stored? That's my question. It is directly go and store in the database, or it is directly going and store in the some other tool? That's my question. Now whatever the data we are given here, those data will be stored in this clipboard. Whatever the data you are given, first name like Raja and last name like Saripalli, after clicking on the submit button, this data will be stored in the clipboard instead of database. Okay, let me explain. Whatever the data that you are given in the user interface, before moving into the database, it will be stored in one temporary storing device. That temporary storing device is nothing but clipboard. ఓకేనా? యూజర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్లో ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ అండ్ లాస్ట్ నేమ్ అని మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే ఇస్తారో, ఇవి డైరెక్ట్గా డేటాబేస్లో స్టోర్ అవ్వకుండా టెంపరీగా ఒక దాంట్లో స్టోర్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ క్లిప్బోర్డ్. ఓకే, క్లిప్బోర్డ్ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ ద టెంపరీ పర్పస్. What is the uses of the clipboard, man? Clipboard is mainly used for storing the data temporarily, not permanently. Okay na? Whatever the data which is there in the database, which is permanent data, but whatever the data that is holding in the clipboard, it is a temporary data. Okay na? So until it will store. Okay, now how long it will be stored the data on the clipboard? That's my question. How, whatever the data that you are given in the database, it will be stored permanently, no doubt about it. Okay, whatever the data you are given in the database, that will be stored in permanently, no doubt about it. But in the clipboard, it will be stored in temporary. Then which time? Then how much time it will be stored? That's my question. క్లిప్బోర్డ్లో టెంపరీగా స్టోర్ అవుతుందని చెప్తారు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు. ఓకే, ఆల్ ద పర్సన్స్ ఆర్ సేయింగ్ దట్ క్లిప్బోర్డ్ ఇస్ టెంపరీ డివైస్, టెంపరీ డివైస్. అరే ఇది ఏ టెంపరీ డివైస్, ఓకే, ఐ నో దట్, బట్ హౌ మచ్ ఇట్ విల్ బి స్టోర్? దట్స్ మై క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, కీప్ ఇట్ ఇన్ మైండ్. Important point that it is a temporary storing device where it will be holding the work object ID information. Okay, where it will be holding the work object ID data till it till that work ID is get resolved. Okay na? So clipboard is a temporary storing device which will be storing the data of a particular case ID until that case ID exists. If that case ID is gone, then the data in the clipboard is also gone. That's why clipboard is called as a temporary storing device. I hope you understand well. Clipboard means it is a user interface between the user interface and database. Whatever the data that you are given in the user interface, it will be stored in the clipboard instead of database. Instead of moving directly to the database, it will be stored in one temporary device called clipboard. Clipboard itself indicates that it's a temporary device. Then how much it will be, how long it will be storing the data? That's my question. It will be storing the data until the case ID exists. If the particular case ID is gone, then the data on the clipboard is also gone. Okay, if the particular case ID is gone, then the data on the clipboard is also gone. But if the case ID exists, until the case ID exists, the data will be there on the clipboard. Whenever you are click on the submit button, on whenever the work object ID is closed, then these all the data will move into the database in the form of binary large object. What is the binary large object? Binary large object is unreadable human format. Okay, human cannot read the code. Human cannot understand the data which is there in the database. Why? It is stored in the block format. What is that? Block format. What is the meaning of block? Binary large object. Okay, now in order to see the data, a particular user like you and me, we need to perform property optimization. In the coming video, I will explain what is property optimization. Okay, this is a very big concept. I think in my 45 video or 46 video, I will go on and definitely explain what is property optimization. Property optimization is a technique by using that the user like you and me can clearly visible the data, whatever the data that is stored in the database. Okay, now let me explain. First name, last name, whatever you given in the user interface, after clicking on the submit button, those data will be stored in the clipboard until the particular case ID exists. If the case ID is gone, the data will be moved from clipboard to database. Clear ma? Now clipboard is a temporary device which is store the data until the particular case ID exists. If the case ID is gone, the data in the clipboard is also gone. If the case ID is exist, the particular data in the case ID will be storing in the clipboard. If the particular case ID is closed, then all the data, whatever the data is there in the clipboard, that will be stored on the database in the form of binary object. What is the binary object? Which is human unreadable, right? Now let me explain this all the concepts in real time. Okay, once you are perfect in the concept, then you will simply understand real time scenarios, right? Now for that reason, let me clear these all the things. Okay, now run this flow. Okay, now I'm giving like first name like Aishwarya, I'm giving first name like Aishwarya and last name like Boina. Okay, now age like 20 and female, and simply save it. After saving it, where it will be stored? It will be stored in the clipboard. Where you can find the clipboard, ma? In the bottom toolbar you will find these all the things. Okay, clipboard and tracer are the two debugging tools, ma. Okay, clipboard and debug are the two debugging tools, and here is a live ua. In some cases live ua is also called as one of the debugging tool. Okay, remember, simply remember that tracer, clipboard, live ua, these three are the debugging tools. But in that, clipboard and tracer, those two are very mostly used. Okay, no, in the coming video I will explain ఎంతో చెప్పాలని ఉంది, but time లేదు. In the coming videos I will explain all these things. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about that. I will explain the coming video, right? Then you will find clipboard here. Simply click on clipboard. After clicking on the clipboard, there you will find user pages. Okay, user pages, data pages, linked property pages, system pages. Whatever the data that is given by the user, that those data will be stored in the user pages. Whatever the concept, whatever the data that is given by using the data pages concept, those data will be stored in the data pages in the form of thread, requester, node. Whenever I'm going to explain about data pages, then you will get a clear idea what is data page and why these pages are holding. And this is a linked property page. This is for the system use only. This is also for the system use only. These all things I will explain in the coming video. Okay, don't worry about that. What is the data pages? Now I will explain like the importance of thread, requester, node. Then you will get confused. Why? Because you don't know the concept. Okay, after knowing the concept, then you will simply understand what I'm saying. Okay, without knowing the concept I am explaining also, you don't get any idea. So for that reason I am saying these user pages only. Okay, in the context of user pages only, right? Now whatever the data that you are given in the previous screen, those data will be stored in one page in the clipboard. In clipboard, every page is linked with one class. Remember, this is the foremost important question in the point of interview. Okay, in clipboard, every page will be stored in every page, whereas what you are seeing, that this is one page, this is another page. Okay, so every page is linked with one class. Okay, now here you can see the thread. This is the current id na. Until the current ID exists, it will be holding the data. If the current ID is gone, then the data in the clipboard is gone. That's why clipboard is a temporary tool. I hope you get my point, right? This is the case ID, right? You can see this. You can see that. Okay, 29 September, right? Now, whenever you are opening that, 29 September. Clear, ma? So until the case ID exists, the data in the clipboard will be holding. If the case ID is gone, the data will be gone. Okay, then it is of the type thread, ma. Okay, it is of the type thread. Thread means this one is the thread. Okay, after explaining the concept of data pages, you know, data pages is one of the beautiful concept in Pega. So after explaining the data pages, you will understand what is thread, what is node, what is requester. Okay, this will be this case id will be of type thread, not requester or not node. This case id is regarding thread. Okay, from this point, please remember this one. This is enough. And in the coming video I will explain what is a thread, node, requester. Then you will get the simple detailed idea. Okay, now whatever the data that you are given in the clipboard, whatever the data that you are given in the previous screen, like Aishwarya, Boena, these all the data will be stored in clipboard in one page. What is that page? In the under user pages, there is one important page. Remember that one important page, that is called py work page. I already explained every page in the clipboard is attached to one class. Now this py work page, this is a page, this page is attached to one class called health framework class, right? This is created in the first video, right? So this is a one framework application now. Okay, this class will be attached to this py workplace, right? I hope you understand. Now let me open this page, and you will find that first name like Aishwarya. Okay, previously I am given first name like Aishwarya, right? Do you remember? Like first name like Aishwarya, age is like 20, and I am given gender also. Where it will be there? Yeah, gender. This is a female, right? And this is all the things will be stored until the case ID exists. If the case ID is gone, the data is gone. Okay, let me show you all these things, right? This is a temporary storing device. And remember one more important question, one more important point, that every page in the clipboard, these are all the pages, right? Every page in the clipboard is attached to one class. Okay na? So this py workplace is attached to health framework application class, that is the main class, right? And this is of the type thread. Okay, this is visible under user pages. Okay, what are the data that is stored in this class, right? And In the previous video I explained the case id, right? The case id is storing in some place called py work id prefix now. So here you can find py work id prefix is responsible for storing the case id. Okay na? Py work id is an OTP property. This property is responsible for holding this 29 September. And one more property like pyd, this is also this is also one property, or this is also one OTP property. This is storing the entire case id. Okay, this is storing the entire case id, but this py work id prefix will be storing the 29 September. Okay na? This will not including any record, but here py id is also including the record also. Okay, that is the important point. That is the difference between py id and py work object id. What is the difference ma? Py id and py work id. Py work id prefix, those will be those will be case ids, but in the py work id prefix you will find that 29 September dash, and in the py id you will find that, and in the py id you will find that there is a record in the py id, right? In the py id there is a existence of the record, but in the py work id there is no existence of the record name. Okay, that is the difference between py id and the py case id. And whatever the data that we are given in that page, those data will be stored in the py work page, right, under the user pages. Okay, this is of the type thread type. Okay, this is the concept. Okay, let me submit it. After submitting it and delete it, there is no existence of the data. Okay, clipboard is a temporary device that will be stored, like there is no py workspace here. That is the concept about py workspace. Okay na? So py workspace storing the data until the case id exists. If the case id is gone, then the data in the clipboard is also gone. I hope you will all understand this concept very clearly. Okay, clipboard is a temporary storing device which holds the device which holds the data, okay, temporarily. Okay na? This is all about clipboard. If you have any questions regarding this concept like clipboard, then you simply comment it and then I will answer to your question. Okay, thank you for explaining. Keep subscribe and share with your friends if these videos are really helpful for you. Thank you.